does it, girl.
Oh, for God's...
Mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Wait! Alright. Hello. Now, if you saw in the last reaction was just messy, man, for which I do apologise, guys. I really do apologise. It was messy, it was complicated. There were people coming in and out of the house. There was children yelling and stuff. There was a lot of pausing, and I felt like I really struggled to react to that episode because of the interruptions. You know, I felt like I was losing the flow of the episode, which is a bit unfortunate, but I hope those thoughts still came out coherently. But yeah, anyway, let's get straight into it. Well, you see? So the helicopter...
Whiskey 1 and 2, Whiskey 1 and 2, do you
Episode 3. I take it this is the copter that drew that whole horde towards the farm. Oh gosh almighty. Oh. Yeah, I take it this lands near where we are. Or near where someone is. Oh, where Andrea is. That's crazy, because I thought that all the military people were gone. Oh my gosh, I have to talk about this. Okay, someone posted in my comments. What did they say? Whoever this is, you're getting a shout out because this comment was just too funny to not. Oh my gosh. Pam? This made me cringe and laugh at the same time. I was talking about like the pet walkers, how they're like, what's the word? They're like kind of useless. Like, what do? Just like walk around. And someone said, yeah, you're right about them. They are disarmed. I don't think I used that word in reaction, but wouldn't that have been funny if I just did and just didn't notice? That's, oh. Yeah, how are you going to fight off all these walkers with that kind of noise, man? 3 times 3. Because those were military men as well, like... Does that mean that there is some kind of military... Or maybe that's from a group. Surely these guys are dead as well. Like, could they survive that? I guess they could. I guess the trees could have broken their fall partially. Maybe not. Oh, shoot, definitely not. Oh, God. We've got to remember as well, we know of a problematic group that's close. We know of them. Why do I believe that we're about to get this? Oh shoot!
Over here,
oh, is that why that they carry the walkers around? I guess if you think about it though, like I remember like in psychology we learned a lot about like animals and whether they can discern between like bigger portions of food, different types of food, like, and just learning about whether they can make decisions based on preference. Maybe having walkers around almost like deters them temporarily. It's like, oh, this walker's it's like almost like this meat is taken. You know, let me go and get some fresher, unreserved meat. Maybe it's something like that.
You saving him? We should show ourselves. Not yet.
Be careful, they might not be saving him. Wait, is that who I think it is? Oh, he's a walker, but they don't know it. Wow. Oh no. I need to pause it on his face. Wow, so there goes your protection. I swear that looks like him. I don't know. Okay, I saw a meme the other day about people that pause just to talk about that. It's just...
Let's roll out.
I like that guy.
Easy does it, girl.
Oh, for God's...
Mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Wait!
Now, put down your weapons. Oh, holy shit.
Oh!
Bonnie. Good.
Okay, now let me just say something. Now, this, by the way, is the reason I've now deleted Like, I don't use YouTube Shorts, I don't use Instagram Shorts, I don't watch Shorts, I've deleted Facebook, like, I only use Facebook on my computer now. I saw this tiny little picture of him, it came up on my screen, I quickly scrolled away, but my brain had already processed it. It was him in a foresty area with some kind of thing on his hand, and I remember thinking, like, oh my god. So I knew, and the thing that annoys me is, like, that there's a bit of a spoiler with the thing on his hand, like, I knew that he'd done something like that somehow. But I had not been spoiled on anything else beyond that. Makes me so mad because, like, he's on a revenge mission as well, but remember, like, he, of course, is hateful towards T-Dog, or even Rick. To be honest, though, if anyone's gonna kill him and if anyone's gonna solve the Merle problem, it's gonna be Daryl. You watch.
How's about a big hug for your old pal Merle?
Just look at his face, man. You can just see.
The gate is 5 minutes. Get off.
The heck?
Now, Mo.
Here's me thinking, oh, we're gonna get some, you know, Andrew's gonna end up at the prison and gonna get reunited with the group. He has not got good intentions, man.
All that.
Like I said, all I can say is maybe she gets treated. You see?
You should stay the night.
Are they being held against their
Where
will?
are we? That's not for me to say.
Hey?
He'll talk to you.
I guess this old world gets a little smaller toward the end, huh? Ain't so many of us left to share the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they found me, I was near bled out,
Where did they find you?
starving.
Oh well, so
Thinking
they
to
helped her as
myself,
well.
a bullet might make a good last meal. You see my brother?
He's still alive.
Not for a long time.
Oh, that's right, because it has been ages.
Next two of us.
It's been like, oh, I forgot about that. So she
Yeah,
probably
I
thinks they're all dead. That was left. Look at his hand, man.
Yeah,
Imagine you're gonna do that to yourself.
he's that prick that cuffed me to the rooftop.
Yeah. He tried. Daryl saw that.
He's always been the sweet one, my baby brother.
Amy?
Because he doesn't know any of that.
I'm sorry to hear it.
There were more. A lot more. We had to leave Atlanta. We wound up on a farm. Got left behind.
So did I.
I know what it feels like.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, I don't want to immediately hate him. Like, obviously, from my perspective, I've only seen him for, was it just one episode? And all I saw of him was violent, angry, threatening, homophobic. Was it homophobic? No, was it sexist? I know that much. Racist. Like, pretty much everything bad you can think of, he was portraying. Like, he was just not a nice guy, you know? Not a nice guy at all. And we had to deal with him. Obviously, it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, and we went back for him and this, that, the other. But the revenge in this guy's eyes, I can feel it. Like, I do not think he hates Andrea. I do not think he hates specific people. I do not think he generally hates everyone. I just think there are certain people that are still alive, which he probably blames for a lot. And to be honest with you, maybe I do end up liking him. Like, the problem is the apocalypse has taught me you have to be judgmental.
What do you want from us?
There we go.
4 walls around her, roof over her head, medicine in her veins. She wants to know what I want from her.
To be honest with you, it's a legitimate question based on what you've been like in the
I
past.
plucked you and your mute here out of the dirt, Blondie. How about a thank you?
Yeah, but
Got a gun
thank you
on
and
us.
what?
Ooh, she speaks. Oh, who ain't had a gun on him in the past year, huh? I think I'd piss my pants if some stranger come walking up with his mitts in his pockets. That'd be the son of a bitch you'd really want to be scared.
Thank you.
Of course they'd have a conversation we can't hear.
How you feeling?
We want our weapons.
Sure. On your way out the front gates.
Show us the way.
You're being cared for.
Under guard.
Protect our people. We don't know you.
That's such a fair point. Like, Andrew needs to understand that of course you're gonna, like, guard them. You don't know these people.
We watched you drive a knife into the skulls of 2 dead men. What the hell was that all about?
Yeah, it's not what you thought. They were walkers.
They turned.
They weren't bitten.
Oh, that's right, they don't know. Oh, wow. Oh, that didn't even cross my mind either.
However we die, we all turn.
Yeah.
It's not easy news to swallow at first, but there it is.
So do I judge
You're
this
not
group
prisoners here, you're
badly?
guests. They'll be brought over to my place in the morning. Return your weapons. Extra ammo, food for the road, some mats, keys to a vehicle if you want one.
The heck? I don't think I believe this, guys. I don't think I'm falling for it.
Welcome to Woodbury.
So they've sort of got their own town. It looks. It's kind of cool, you know. Like I said, eventually there will be people that have a better fortified situation than us, but the reaction of that nurse, for me, says it all. It's not my place to say, like, she doesn't have a choice in the matter. This place looks decent, you know. It looks good, and maybe we want to stay here, but... Shit, I'm confused,
Go with
guys.
me, Pete, at the back gate.
I'm proud that Andrea's,
He brought his buddies.
I'm proud that Andrea's being so speculative and skeptical of this, you know.
We'll get them in the morning.
Because
Can't leave them to
let's
rot.
just remember as well, there were groups with raiding parties, there were people going out harming women, there were people kidnapping young girls. There has been talk about bigger groups that do not have the right intentions in mind. Maybe it's just some sick thing where they like capture women, like, I don't know, and repopulation or something. I don't know, I'm just thinking of the worst. I'm trying to think of the worst thing that they could be doing.
It's a ghost town.
It's a curfew.
This way.
You'll be more comfortable here.
It's safe here.
Oh,
My man will be outside the door if you need anything else. I'll see you tomorrow.
How many people do you have here? 73.
what do you seem happy?
Eileen's about to pop, so her kid will make it 74.
Another like little mini theory is this could be a group that like it portrays their practice as decent in what they're doing, but then there's something that they do that they hide and only the elite members know, you know, like something like that, like something. Because why would Merle? I can't, for some reason I can't believe that he hasn't joined some kind of problematic group. For some reason I can't imagine how that's possible, and I don't know why I can't imagine that.
Those men put their lives at risk every day to protect this town. They've lost more than a few friends out there.
Maybe it just is decent. Maybe I've got trust issues from the show.
My team grabbed whatever supplies and vehicles we could and abandoned our post.
Just look at this nurse lady.
How
She's
many of you escaped? There was 10 in my group. Tell me where they are, and I promise, if they're still alive, I'll bring them in.
will they though? If you're just gonna let Andrea go and her friend go, aren't you worried that they're gonna attract people that could cause problems here? Because it almost feels like they're currently right now portraying like the grass is greener here sort of thing with Andrea and her friends to keep her
Finish
here.
your homework?
Unfortunately, the dog's eating it already.
Well,
What the hell you call me?
Hey, where are we? Back in the schoolyard.
Sorry, Governor.
sort of
Maybe
checking
I've wasted
Merle.
my time with you.
Maybe I haven't
Wow.
learned anything at all.
He was trying to smoke in here.
And you expect better. Tell me about the girl.
Name's Andrea.
What, you know her?
See, so he's
Yeah.
told them about the group as well.
Same one left me on the roof.
See what else you can find out.
See, like it's... I just don't, man.
You take away their arms so they can't grab you. Take away their jaws so they can't bite
So they
back.
took those guys as well.
Take away their ability to eat. They lose interest in doing so.
That's what I was
They're
wondering.
no longer in attack mode. We can be in their presence without
Oh.
threat. They become docile.
Still alive.
In a sense. Docile.
Lurkers. I like that word.
Or lurkers, whatever you like.
Why keep
Lurkers.
them?
Camouflage.
Camouflage. Jesus Christ, imagine.
Walk with the biters.
What do they call them? A biter?
If they're not eating, why don't they starve?
They are starving. They just do it slower than we do.
So they are dying.
Trying to impose logic on the chaos.
Letting Merle talk to those women unsupervised is a mistake. Now, you've always said every toolkit needs a hammer, but do you really feel a hammer is the right tool for that job?
Oh. Even in this group, they're describing Merle as like a bit of a cannon.
Do you think they remember anything? The person they once were?
I don't think about it.
I don't think so. I think their brain is way too deteriorated.
No one believes there might be a trace of the person they were.
I just feel like it's muscle memory though. I don't.
Okay, yeah. What's your secret?
The real secret is what goes on within these walls. It's about getting back to who we were, who we really are.
Routine.
Not just waiting to be saved.
Oh, I've paused it a gazillion times, but it's just gonna have to do. Laurie, she was sort of saying that we were trying to make the world more comfortable, better to live in. I mean, they were sort of like, why? It's like, well, why not? I think, and the thing is, they've kind of done that. The potential consequence I can see of that is, if there is some kind of chaos beyond, are they going to be able to cope with it? How long has this been a thing for? Because remember with the farm and with Herschel, we kind of felt like they had been deprived of exposure, and I think they may have been detrimental slightly. Maybe we get something similar here, I don't know. But they've seemingly have achieved some kind of normality, but just how? The question for me is how?
We will rise again.
So it's
Only
like,
this time we won't be eating each other.
it's not just surviving, it's trying to fight for future. I'm just as skeptical as you are. I don't know, have they fallen for it?
How's the tea?
They keep talking about the tea as well. Why do they keep talking about the tea?
We want our weapons.
Well, we can make these meals to go and your weapons will be waiting outside, but you should take time to relax.
That's the thing, show them the positive world, hope they stay, but what if they don't want
Who
to?
knows? You might like what you see.
He is 100% flirting with her. The tea. How's your tea?
And give us a day or two, that's all I'm asking. Some time to get our shit together.
My shit never
At least
slept
Andrea
that
seems
day.
like she feels better, you
It
know.
looked that way when Milton asked about your walkers.
They keep saying, oh, your stuff will be outside ready for you to leave. Like, I'm not convinced that they can leave so easily. No, it's not a real white flag.
Hey! Lieutenant Wells? The chopper went down.
Well, where is he?
We got a little settlement. Wells, he told me I would find you here.
They found Wells. They got him. They found him.
We sure did. We found you too.
Bro, I told you, man. And they keep the woman. Why do we think that is? Do we think they can leave? Nah. Maybe he truly does care about the settlement, but it's kind of like the same mindset as like, our group is our group. Everyone else can sort of, you know, get lost. I guess beyond, why do they want the woman? Why is that? And basically, kill anyone else that could be a threat. Now the question is, do they keep this other soldier guy? Or have they only kept him alive to find out where his group is? And the problem is if that's the case with Andrea as well, it's not going to be long before this very group becomes a problem on our doorstep.
Never waste a bullet, son.
And it stresses me about this as well, is like, they don't know where your settlement is, but they just go and kill them anyway. You are actively hunting people
Let's see what Uncle Sam
and
brought us,
murdering them. No. So the whole confusion about whether I'm viewing it from our perspective, not his, is gone. So all this whispering and this chatter and talk, like... Thing is, if once they find the farm, can't they just find their way around and, like, search? Because I feel like they will start searching.
One was a helicopter pilot with the National Guard outfit. He told us about his convoy on the highway. Riders got there before we did. And we didn't know them. But we'll honor their sacrifice by not taking what we have here for granted.
It just reminds me of Shane. He reminds me of, like, a calmer, more manipulative, thought-out, methodical version of Shane.
So what's your real name?
This is not going a direction I want it to.
I never tell.
I never tell.
Never say never.
Maybe he's just dissociated himself completely from the situation. That's the only way that he can live with what he's doing, maybe. I don't know. See, over here, a family. So I see a morally conflicted character, but kind of, when he said, I never share my name, it's almost like he's detached himself from his former self because of what he's done. Something like that. Oh, what the hell? Wait, are these all alive? Is the brain's not... Okay, let me just start here where I think it's most important. I'm not taking anything I've seen in this episode at face value for what I've seen. I'm not taking any of it like that because I think it's difficult to make a judgment based on seeing half the story, because obviously it's depicting it in a way where you're seeing it very skewed, you know, you're seeing it from an odd perspective which maybe has justification. Maybe we go through this long process of hating this person, hating him for what he's doing, seeing him as almost like this troubled sadist, like, but then you find out that there's some other reason or thing. I knew, like, at first, like, it felt really odd, like, yes, they did hold them at gunpoint, yes, they did bring them back, yes, they did treat them, but it's almost like they overemphasized this idea of, we saved you, we've treated you, we're offering you all this, you know, it felt like the grass is greener over here, don't leave, but, and, you know, like, would they let them leave? I don't think so. I just feel like it's not a coincidence that this place is so isolated and hidden, and it's not a coincidence at all. They've just gone and murdered all those people, which they didn't even know where this place was. That's the crazy thing. That's what makes it so much easier for me to make my mind up about. They're actively going out and hunting people. It's not just like, oh, they've arrived at this settlement, they could be a threat, let's get rid of them. It's not like Shane logic. This is like Shane on steroids. You know, I described it in the reaction as it feels like a calmer, more manipulative, more methodical version of Shane's thought processes. And it does feel like this guy is a bit of a dictator. You know, we talk about the Rick-tatorship, you know, like we know for a fact that Rick isn't full-blown dictator. We know it. We know he takes things into account. This guy gives me a vibe that he doesn't take no for an answer, his way or the highway. And only people that can handle doing this kind of thing know the truth of it. I don't think all these people in the settlement, I don't think they understand what's going on behind closed doors. That's the crazy thing. Like I said, it's the perfect place for a certain somebody, isn't it? I think skepticism is important. I don't know her name. What's her name? One with the katana. I don't remember her name, but she is clearly not trusting, which I think is right. I don't quite, you know what, I'm kind of surprised that Andrea is, it's almost like she's falling into this trap. And it almost seems like she's getting kind of jiggy with Mr. I'm going to call him the next doctor because that's what I know him from. But yeah, and he doesn't go by first names. Like, that's the whole thing. That line alone is confusing for me because I'm like, is there a reason for these actions? Heads of walkers in these containers, like, so bizarre. Maybe they're people he cared about or something, but I don't know, man. I mean, right in the background as well, there were these weird, like, electrical levers on, like, this thing. That's just something I noticed. Like, what the hell? I mean, like, they're in these pools of water. Because let's just think carefully. They made it clear that they know about this whole thing, that they think there may be a little piece of them still in there. Which I'm going to put it out there, I don't agree with. Because this whole infection, the whole point of it is it shuts the brain off, right, completely. Above this tiny little area, which I believe is primarily for, like, motor movement, maybe muscle memory, very, very basic primal functioning. And if the brain is switched off for that long in all these other areas, they will surely die. Like, I don't imagine you could just restart the brain, you know? So I think that's kind of hopeful, potentially even slightly delusional logic. I knew they'd have a thing like that. They welcomed the woman with open arms, and I kind of presume they would, because this guy almost has ultimate survivalist mentality, and his view is, like we found out, is like he sort of believes we should get back to normality and back to life and have, you know, I guess that includes stuff like reproducing. So I can kind of understand. I think that's why they've kept them. I think did he make a comment about the pilot guy being dead? I think I may have missed it, or they didn't. But I kind of presume they're going to kill him. I mean, technically they don't need to kill him now. If he wants to stay, he can stay, I guess. But my point of view is, like, maybe they bring back people that are easily fooled. I don't know. That are less of a threat. Maybe smaller groups, individuals, and then if they decide they want to leave, you know, they keep saying, like, oh, if you want to leave, we'll give you a car, we'll give you weapons, we'll give you food. Will you though? Like, I'm not convinced. I think that's all some big facade while they attempt to manipulate you enough so that you'll stay, and then, I don't know, make it like some big heroic thing, but truly it's you agree with us or you die. That's that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. It's crazy that we didn't get anything to do with Rick and the survivors in that whole episode, which I kind of felt was coming, because it did feel like last episode sort of we reached a point where I felt that there wasn't much coming. Like, it felt like we were just going to settle, build a little farm, recover for Herschel. We dealt with those other people, dealt with the walkers. You know, it just felt a bit stable. But I guess now this whole introduction of this new group and these guys brings this whole new element and threat, because it will be a matter of being hunted. Because Andrea doesn't know where they are, but she can tell them where the farm is, she can tell them where they could be. It could be all these different things. Did they ever mention a prison? I don't think so. It just takes them stumbling upon it though. But at least we're somewhere that's fortified. Like imagine they stumbled upon us on the farm, you know, like, we'd be absolutely and utterly screwed. I do not believe walkers are the biggest threat, and yeah. Here comes an extinction level threat, Thanos level threat of the next Doctor and his party. But yeah guys, that's about a wrap. I'll see you in the next episode.